Defend yourself against DDoS attacks by hiding your true IP address with ExpressVPN, and visit my custom link expressvpn.com/ghilliemaster in the description to find out how you can get an extra 3 months free. Hey everyone, and welcome to another gtaonline video here on the channel. Today I want to talk about the Dripfeed vehicles that will be making their way to the game over the coming weeks and months. I'm not sure what their plan is for how frequently they're going to release vehicles, because sometimes they release multiple at a time and other times they stretch them out one per month. Unfortunately, I'm not able to make this Dripfeed video like I have for all of my other ones, because that requires me to mod the vehicles into single player to customize them there, and that requires ScriptHook being updated. Well, we just got another client update a few days ago, and ScriptHook has to be updated again, so the mods are currently broken. So instead of waiting even longer to make the Dripfeed video, I'm just going to go over all the vehicles, their prices, and the release order. And I do happen to have some gameplay of a few of the vehicles due to people glitching them into online on Xbox, so you are still going to get some gameplay of the cars. But it's just not going to be as detailed as I normally do with the PC mods, unfortunately. So we have a total of 5 Dripfeed vehicles left to release. That is 2 on Legendary Motorsport, 2 on the Warstock website, and 1 on the Southern San Andreas Super Autos. On Legendary Motorsport, we have the Pfister Astrali, which will release first at a price of $1,475,500. This vehicle will also have HSW upgrades that you can put on it, and it is in the Sports Classics class, so it will directly compete with the Turismo Classic with its HSW as well as the Sterling GT. Both of those cars have their own respective HSW upgrades. And to be honest, after driving it with these HSW upgrades on it, it feels kind of slow for an HSW car. Maybe that's just because I've been used to driving the new FMJ with HSW and the Hikuchu Drag, and those are really fast vehicles, so it just feels slow in comparison. But I really don't think that's the case either, because I also drove another Dripfeed vehicle that we'll get into in a second here that feels a lot faster even without an HSW upgrade on it. Aside from the top speed, though, it does handle nicely, and it also just looks fantastic, especially the back. It looks really good. The last vehicle to release on the Legendary Motorsport website is the Grotti Itali Classic, another sports classic vehicle for a price of $2,025,000. I believe that makes it one of the most expensive sports classics in the entire game. Off the top of my head, I can't really remember if there's one more expensive than that. However, for its price tag, the performance does back it up. Because even without that HSW upgrade on the vehicle, it felt faster than the HSW version of the Astrali. I swear, I'm not crazy. This vehicle is faster in top speed than the HSW Astrali is. I obviously haven't tested both of them in a race in a straight line. That's just based on me driving both of them around, just an assumption. But it definitely feels like it's faster. And man, this car just feels great to drive. It handles so well. It looks nice. It sounds nice. It kind of looks like that Cheetah Classic, if I'm being honest. The naming convention is starting to get a bit confusing at this point when we have like so many of these itali vehicles, the Itali GTO, the Itali Stinger GT, the Itali GTO Stinger TT. There are just so many Itali vehicles in the game now, so it can be kind of overwhelming. I do think the Itali Classic will be the best non-HSW sports classic car for racing, though. That's really how good it is. I would be surprised if this doesn't end up being at the top of the class for racing in the sports classics class. Let's talk about a couple of the new exciting cop cars now. The Buffalo Cruiser will release first. This will be on the Warstock website, obviously. And it will cost $4,435,000 at its base price and $3,326,250 for its trade price. And the funny thing is, people have been asking for the police buffalo and the FIB buffalo to be added into the game. Well, this is a buffalo, but it's not the traditional buffalo that everyone's been asking for. It's actually based on the Buffalo S, so it's a police version of Franklin's buffalo. Which I'm not against or anything, I just wish they'd also give us the other ones too, because why not at this point? As for the performance, it really just feels like a faster version of the Buffalo S. That's how all the cop cars really feel, just like faster versions of their civilian counterpart. The more exciting one to me, though, is the Buffalo STX Pursuit, because I've been wanting the Buffalo STX cop car for a long time now. We all knew this has existed for a while. It was in the GTA 6 trailer, and we all knew that this would eventually make its way to GTA Online. Now, the sad part is, this vehicle costs $5,370,000 for its base price, and just over $4 million for its trade price, and it does not come with armor plating upgrades or its bullet-resistant windows that the regular variant of the Buffalo STX has. Both of the cop cars have lock-on jammers, which is good, but for over $5 million, that's more expensive than the AC-130 in the game, mind you. I would at least expect it to have its upgrades and properties that the regular, less expensive version has. I'm not saying it has to have the machine gun, the built-in machine gun that the Buffalo STX has, the standard version, but at least carry over its passive traits like the armor plating upgrade and the bullet-resistant windows. So that's a huge bummer for me that it doesn't have any of that stuff. Almost ruins the vehicle entirely for me, honestly. I would drive this around so much if it had that armor plating option, but since it doesn't, it's kind of just not usable in a public free mode setting, which is a damn shame for a vehicle that you're spending over $5 million on. And moving on to the last Dripfeed vehicle of the Safehouse in the Hills DLC. This is one of the coolest vehicles in my opinion, and unfortunately I don't really have much gameplay of this one, but it is the Shih Tzu Keitora. It's this small truck for $810,000 on the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website, and it also has a drift upgrade, which will be very fun because it's such a small vehicle. I think that will make it very fun to use in drift races. Now the cool thing about this truck though is its unique customization options. You can put a sprunk can on the back of it. You can make it look like a miniature dune if you wanted to. So overall, it's just a fun looking vehicle, and it's not super expensive either. It's not going to break your bank. The other very interesting thing is that this vehicle is in the utilities class, which means you could probably use it in utility races most likely. And I don't remember the last time we got a DLC utility vehicle, or at least one that we can own anyways. We don't know which vehicle they are going to release first out of the 3 websites. If I had to take a guess, considering we just got 2 Legendary Motorsport vehicles, I actually think the police vehicles are going to be releasing first, followed by the other Legendary Motorsport vehicles, and the Keitora last. That's my prediction. Unfortunately, we didn't get a whole lot of vehicles in this update compared to previous DLCs, so both Day 1 and the Dripfeed are kind of leaving us wanting more. But out of the small amount of Dripfeed vehicles that we are going to be getting, let me know which vehicle you are most excited for down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.